And good on you, thanks for coming into the family series. They're only 1/72nd scale, but they certainly pack a punch, and this particular one is the Dassault Mirage III, the plane that we and the Royal Australian Air Force had for quite some time, chosen over some others. That was a big call in the day. So yeah, small aircraft, small one. So I didn't do a double build on this one because I had a display standard to go with this one that I was looking at with a future build. So let's have a look and see how it turned out. Again, one of those things that because of the age of it and finding an Australian insignia is a hard one for something that old. All right, let's see how she went on. All right, following on from the series, we got a Mirage III-O, so another one from the family. Back then it was $14, made by Concurs from Poland, obviously. It shows, which we want, shows an Australian, I think, what's that, 1 squadron or something, anyway, Australian aircraft, also actually a French one. And even though that colour pattern looks pretty good, I have ordered some decals which is of that squadron, so at least in this particular case, because I had a look at the decals, being an old unit, look at the decals and they aren't really going to work. And the other fact is, if I put that there, I put the kangaroo in but cut the tail off. It's got to have the tail in it, so they're totally incorrect to start with. So based on the age of them anyway, I won't be using them. They'll probably fall apart. So got the instructions, so that one's there, and the colour design is for the latter, is of a late modelled one, which I'm not sure we'll do that colour or do the 3 colour series. They're good. Yeah, instructions, let's have a look. Pretty basic, 12 parts and then paint it. 12 activities and then paint it. So, yep, we can do that. Now the box is that one. Let's have a look here. This hasn't been opened. Nope, don't do that. There's a 3 parts in there. Almost just lost the canopy. So it's a single-seater. Yep, single-seater job. Put that in there, and now I can throw it away. No more parts in there. Okay, well, a lot of stuff on the sprue, a bit of flashing, but it's bigger than I thought it was going to be. I thought the plane would probably be about that long, so that's it. And the tanks, you've got to have the fuel tanks, because these, again, early models of the generation of the jet engines, yeah, they sucked it in pretty quick. Okay, landing bay section for the area. Good sprues, a little bit of flashing on here and there. Again, pilot, don't think we'll use him. Might even do, okay, it's got a pretty decent sort of gap line between the lip of the cockpit and the lip of the canopy part and the front part, so I might do that and tilt him up. That would be a good thing. He's going to be on the ground. And other side of the aircraft and more fuel or bombs. Alright, so oh, look at how much that's on there. So that's pretty good. That's going to come up nicely. And it's not recessed lines, it's up lines, but you expect that from 20 odd years ago. Do a search to see when this particular one was actually made, tooled. The tail is one side, and the fuselage fits in underneath it, so that's good. The wings aren't too bad. That'll be something I've got to put in there, but it doesn't show anything. The bottoms, probably. Yep. They're the tops, and that bottom part of the thing fits in there like that. So that's going to give me the right handle. So that is the bottom, and that is the top. There is a little gouge in there for something, so I'll find out what that something is later. But that's it, 4 screws and a piece clear and a piece of decals which we won't use. Alright, let's break these things down so into workable parts and get into it. So as you can see, there's a little bit of cleanup to do once you go even off the sprue. I have to touch that one. That's looking good. This one here. Hit with some very fine grit. Bring the edges down. The wings weren't too bad, except for the one that had an overlap up onto the wing surface there on that one. Nice big chunk of flashing on the what's going to be the cockpit instrument panel. It's not going to be much by the look of it, because I don't think I've come across instrument panel stuff yet. Pretty thick wall when you think of that being the edge of the plane. Nice, right on the tail, top tip, big chunk of flash. Okay, that's the tail done. How's the engine sit? A little bit of sprue up there. Get in, and that's that bit. Right, pull the tanks out now. So we've done engine air intakes, put them together. Cockpit seat, which will need seat belts. The main wheel, landing gear wheels. Also did the landing gear on the sprue and left that at that, so that we can do things with it while it's being held by something. Not very pointy, they're going to be blunt. And same here, get it away. Right, that's one sprued out. Okay, what have we got left? There are no instruments going in on that. There's a bulkhead at the back which I need to take off and make sure that's good for the join of the aircraft coming together. But we can do this because yeah, one would think, yeah, we're gonna need putty in there, aren't we? It's a nice thing only to turn that over and you got that ugly thing, so I might have to put some putty in on that one. It's flush, I'll give it that. Good, so I don't have to take anything off. Okay, we need to put these ones on. Clampy clamps, one for the front, one for the back. Okay, let's flood this little puppy with some glue, top and bottom. As with these, again it goes back to sandpaper time, just to get rid of that bead. It's not too bad, that's a bit of a lip there. So yeah, let that settle a little bit longer, it's still a bit jelly. This definitely has to go in before you put the two halves together. Alright, there's no joisting like the other ones I've built this size, but there's no joystick, floor, instrument panel. Okay, that just confirms. And with the seat sitting there on that angle, I think I'm going to have to turn you upside down and put you in. Seat sort of sitting on that angle behind it, there is nothing. So that needs to have at least something behind it, because you can put that, if I run with the cockpit in the upright position. Yep. Alright. A couple of little pieces of sheeting in there and a drop down behind that seat, which will work. And definitely got to have some sort of instrumentation in there. Alright, we found ourselves a little project. Won't that be fun? Interesting to see how I get that, but it's going to have some putty because they're big holes, you can't let them go. Not that one, because that's got something going on that one. Let's leave that go, because that's the flaps and the light. Yeah, just put this in like you're doing silicon bead. Keep a little bubble just in front of the nozzle. There's your squeezing. Little line that I can now work the sanding thing like that. That's too coarse for that sort of thing, it'll tear it apart, but that's the idea anyway. Alright, that's looking good. Right, next project, bulkhead for pilot, bulkhead for instrument panel. They won't be really big pieces, but they'll be detail pieces at least. And put that together, and put that in there. Let's try a little bit of that. Right, let's have a bo peep, just out of interest. That'll pull down into there. Big seam line there. Why is that not? I think I might have a bit of a deformed wing. Yeah, might be yeah, got a curve the wrong way. Ooh, how am I going to fix that? It is. It curves away. I'll have to try some heat therapy on it or something. Oh, no pipe here. There's about a bit up. I'll do this one. Flat tack with it. That whole bulky bit there obviously got caught when it was being ejected or something. Oh, yeah, you can visually see a pull back this way when you're doing it. Hot water. It just needs a little bit of reforming. Alright, so that was nice to know before you start to struggle to put it together. Okay, we'll leave it like that so I can get a drawing of the concaves. Done! Right, where we got up to last is the fact that we've got a deformed wing up there, so I have to work on that. Have to trim all this down when I glue it together, but I've got to put together an instrument panel in there for the pilot, some sort of thing, and a backing. I'll use that in there, and probably work something to the distance. So I need to do something with the seat quickly before I put it in. Well, let's definitely put it on a diet somewhat. And that's good. Now try, where is that seat? Let's try that seat placement again. Yep. Good. We can say goodbye to those two. That's in. And should I put this in as well? Yep, why not? We're there. As if hot water can't fix that, it goes to the gas stove, which makes it melty type, when I don't want to do. But yep, can't put that in until that's done. Now, let's have a look. Where do they say these things go? Okay. Oh yeah, the rocket goes there. There is a piece. The big fuel tanks go there. Or those slim lines go there. Or, as the Australians did, we had this. Massive fuel tank that sat somewhere like that, and the wheels still came down. And they go. Okay, no one's playing there, let's go. They go there. The rockets go out there. And this one fitted something like that, so the wheels could still open. I don't think it had this on it though. That there, so the wheels could still fit open. How far forward? No, can't go much further forward than that because that's the wheels. So from can't fit the wheels, so from there, that there to there. So alright, we'll go back and it fits there. Yeah, that'd be about good. Do some research on it, but yeah, one like that. So full up loaded would going to look really good underneath. Or he fits in there. Put the big ones on the outside. There's always this, I always recall the big one in the middle. So, yep. That's good, that's that. Yeah, well that is hot. Make sure we dump the right one. Where's this one? I don't think it's going to work. Because there's that much in the mould. Give another help. I may have had a win. But that's probably going to work and pull in much better. Definitely much better than it would have before. As long as it doesn't revert to its former glory, I think we might have a win there. Right, let's throw some detail in behind that so I can paint it. And left and right knobbies always look good. Okay, we're going to do that and spray paint that. That'll be cool. And thanks for watching up to this point. We'll be continuing on in the next episode.